Yo, what's good, everybody? We're about to go live for this live from the Ink Well. Tonight we got our guest Jay Lamar coming on tonight.
Yo, what's good?
What's good, dog?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, man.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty great, man. I appreciate you having me on here.
Oh yeah, man. No doubt, man. I had to have you up here, dog.
Yeah, man. We go way back.
Yeah, for sure. How many years have we known each other? About 2-3 years now.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Word.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years now, man. Long time coming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I had your song "Care for Me" playing whenever we just jumped on here. I was just listening to some more of your music and stuff.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I saw you had something that came out this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been working on a few things, through the pandemic or whatever. So, just kind of like stocking on things because I want to release an EP the beginning of next year. Starting off 2021, and probably going to release it at the end of January.
Word.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So do you got a name for that project or anything you want to tell people about it?
So I don't have a name for it yet, but it's just going to be 4 tracks because I'm working on a few projects right now. I have a project with Marcus Riley, is one of my good friends. He's a guitarist, but he also is an artist, and we have a Gemini themed EP that we're going to release because we're both Geminis, like 4 days apart, our birthdays. So we're gonna we're gonna drop something with the zodiac signs, to kind of explain who we are as artists, but also like express ourselves like artistically through music. So.
Word, that's dope, man. So tell me about being a Gemini. What does that mean to you? Like, what part of being a Gemini do you feel like you embody?
I think it's one of those things where like Gemini, there is 2 sides. There's like but it's like understanding both sides and realizing what qualities that you want to uphold from those sides and what qualities that you don't want to like be a part of from those sides. So that's how I view it when it comes to like a Gemini perspective.
Word. Okay. That's dope. Yeah, and you mentioned Marcus Riley. That song that you released earlier this year, I Love You Too Much, that was a song with him, right?
Yeah, so he actually did the whole instrumentation on that, and I engineered it and recorded in my studio. So
Word.
Yeah, so we did it all in-house. So that was pretty cool experience, like to actually get to that point where we can just do things in-house.
Yeah, and you're definitely one of these especially talented people who can do multiple aspects of the artistry. So like, tell people what you can do. Like, we know you do music and write your own songs, but what else can you do?
So currently I'm actually in full sale for videography. So currently I'm learning the trace of videography, do my own editing on Adobe. I can engineer in Pro Tools, Logic. It's just been a long time coming because I didn't really start taking the craft of learning other aspects until about 3 years ago. So it's been like kind of on this journey for 3 years, knowing you too from the beginning. So like now it's been a big transformation, I think.
Facts, yeah. So videography, didn't you go to Full Sail before for another degree?
Yeah, so I went to Full Sail and I had got a certification for a recording artist. So that's how I learned how to that's how I got into engineering. And that was about an 8-month long training where they teach you the ins and outs of recording And there's some aspects like, you know, I hit you up, asked you questions about music theory. Like, you really helped me out because music theory is a beast within itself, you know. So yeah, so
Word.
I appreciate it.
That's what's up, man. Did you feel like it was a hard program? Like, would you recommend it to anybody else that's trying to get into the industry?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend it. When it comes to being hard, I think it's more of about how much time you put into it. You know,
Mm,
like it it's what I've learned about recording is one of those processes that has to be repeated in order to get better. You know, because
mm,
there's steps that you have to, whenever you're making a beat or whenever you recording a song, you know, there's certain presets that you have, like, okay, I have to put this first, this second, this third, and then I'm gonna start mixing from A to B. You know,
mm,
so I definitely would recommend it. It's
mm.
definitely something that will make you put your music to the next level for yourself and not necessarily depending on other things. You can record it at home, you can get an idea out faster, and you can send it to an engineer if you like, or you can just mix it yourself. So
Right, right. So with all those skills, like you can do multiple steps of the process. But give us an idea of what your creative process is like. When you walk into the studio, what are you thinking about, and where do you start?
so you know, there's been a time where, you know, I only would make music when I'm feeling inspired.
Mm,
But what I've came to realize is, like, sometimes as an artist, you don't have to always be inspired at the moment. Like, you can just start working on something and then the inspiration will come along. Like, say, my creative process is, if I know that there's a song that I want to complete, I'll spend about 2 hours on it. And then after those 2 hours complete, then I'll take 30-minute breaks. Like, okay, I will either dedicate 30 minutes just taking a break, doing something else, then coming back to it, or I'll devote another 30 minutes on continuing to work on that song or project, you know. So
mm,
yeah, and also too,
word.
when it comes to being around different people, like different artists, that also helped me influence too. So if there's a group of friends over here, we're all working on something. So one person might have an idea, we put it down. The other person might have an idea, we put it down, and then from there, when as being an engineer, you know, you kind of just like move things around to see what sounds best. So that'd be another aspect of like my creative process. So.
Mm. So you've collaborated with a lot of artists. Are there any artists you want to shout out that you worked with?
Benji Cinco, Jay Dank,
Hey, J
um,
Dank.
yeah, Marcus Riley, um, Evie Bello. Let's see, who else? Sway. There's an artist named Sway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. And of course you. So
Hey.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Man, but that's what's up, man. It's amazing because there's a lot of people out here that get out here into this music game and they don't they don't view collaboration as a good thing. It's like everybody's their competition, so they're not out here
yeah,
trying to connect with other artists. And it's good that you already getting out there and doing the thing because that's how you get better, you
yeah.
know.
It's true,
So,
and it's like a thing too, is where I read something. It's like you want to be in a creative mindset versus a competitive mindset. You know, because
mm,
a creators create, so whatever they manifest is something that comes from like passion and something that comes from internal. Like competitive, you're only doing something comparing to what someone's already done. So you're
mm,
pretty much living in their past. Pretty much, that's how I view it. So
right, and that's a word right there, man, for real, because
yeah,
you living in their past because you had to wait for them to do it if you're trying to compete against it.
yeah. Just do things your own way. You know, make your own sound. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're gonna we play a couple of games on here on this show from time to time, and I'm gonna let you choose which game we play.
Okay.
The first one, yeah, first option is which way you sway, which is kind of like a this or that. The alphabet game where I got a timer and you got to name, say like different cities or musical artists, and starting from A and get all the way to Z. And the last one is called at bat. And so I just throw words at you, and then you just try to, or you just tell us what's the first word or first thought that comes to your mind.
Okay. I'll play this or that.
All right. And I like that setup back, man. That looks nice, man.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate it. You know, it's been a long time coming. I started with like really, really basic equipment, and over time, you slowly get more and more things. I just got these Atom audio speakers in, so
Word, man. Yeah. All right. So Here we go. So, which way you sway? So, Logic or Pro Tools?
Yeah. Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Why? I'm curious.
So I mean, it's kind of like something I was trained on more. So I'm more familiar with the program, and I honestly feel like Logic is good for putting out ideas fast. Pro Tools is good for editing. That's how I feel like for production and stuff like that. Logic is perfect for, and Pro Tools is more for like for just like or it's easy to edit in Pro Tools.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's the way I view both of those. So, R&B or pop?
R&B,
Mm. Guitar or bass?
guitar.
I
You
should
already
know. I
know.
was just curious. So, subs or 808s?
808s.
Why 808s?
I just like the way 808s feel when they hit. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's got a more solid hit behind it.
yeah.
All right. So, do you like it when the song has a sample or when it's completely original?
Ooh, man, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I would say, man, because I like. There's so many songs that I like that have samples, but like just the work that you have to put in for original song, I appreciate more.
Mm,
So
mm,
I would definitely say I appreciate. I would say if I had to choose, original song over samples.
mm. I'm with you there too. Yeah. I mean, samples go hard because samples got that feeling, like that reminisce feeling, but originals, man, it's like, yeah, like you said, the craft and what goes into it.
Yeah.
So, switch gears. The Baby or Roddy Rich?
Uh, Man, because it's like you got to represent North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like with the baby, but Roddy Rich, I really like his music.
Word.
So
Okay.
I would definitely say Roddy Rich, though. If it comes down to music wise, I would say Roddy Rich.
I ain't gonna tell nobody. So, Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion?
Cardi B? I would just say
Mm.
Cardi B.
Live music or recorded music?
Live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
live.
sure. All right, and the last two are producer categories: Pharrell or Kanye West.
Dang. Dang. See, Pharrell's like a OG legend.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to go with Pharrell.
Okay, yeah. He's also closer to home too.
Yeah.
Zaytoven or Metro Boomin?
Oh man, let's see. I would say Metro.
Mm.
Because he worked with a lot of artists that I like Nav and like Travis Scott and all them. I really like, yeah, I like Metro.
Word. Okay, man. Those were some tough ones, man. I think you
Yeah,
did
they
well.
were tough.
So speaking of some artists you like who do you think are, or who are your inspirations? Like who do you try to copy us or emulate yourself off of?
I think some of my influences would definitely be they change as the times change, but Don Toliver, Travis Scott, Daniel Caesar. Let's see who else. Sir, I like listening to Sir a lot,
Mm.
and those been my and Frank Ocean. Those been kind of in rotation for me lately.
And when you listen to them, what would you say like inspires you? What is it that you hear that kind of makes you change emotionally?
I would say honestly, like with their mixes, like I get inspired. Like once you start engineering, like you start listening to the mixes more in depth. So like I
Mm.
get inspired by like how they mix their songs and like how the things that they talk about. It could be a love song, but they change it into something where you can have more upbeat like dance to it. So it has
Mm.
more feeling. Like that's what I like about their music. So
Word. Okay, so I know you a little bit on a personal level, so I actually know that you're also a veteran.
yeah.
And are you currently serving right now?
No, I've been
All
out
right.
for 3 years. So
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
yeah, thank
Um,
you.
yeah, no doubt, absolutely appreciate your support. But so how do you think that has influenced your artistry and your music? Like, I know in particular you had a song called PTSD. But you know what? Where has the military life come in play?
It definitely helped instill discipline when it comes to like completing projects or learning
Mm,
something new. I don't just from the military. They kind of teach you to like have more discipline. So when you go through something that might be challenging, then you just keep working at it, and then it become a little bit easier. So I definitely appreciate my military experience for instilling like discipline. So
right.
there
Yeah.
was you was in the military as well. So it's like there's things that you don't miss, like waking up super early. There's things that you appreciate, like that you
Absolutely.
learn from it. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely that discipline thing, man. You can't really survive in the military without the discipline, and it translates to everything else after that. Like once you get it, when you get
yeah,
difficult situations and stuff, working on it. So, man, kudos to you, man, for doing it. Again, thank you for your
yeah.
service. So what's next for you? What's your next plans for your music? What can we look forward to? I know we got the project coming out in 2021, but like, what's kind of also coming big picture too?
So, I'm actually about to move pretty soon. I'm not gonna say when or anything, but I'm gonna keep pursuing my degree in recording arts, and also I'm gonna do 2 degrees: recording arts and music production.
Mm,
So I'm actually gonna be moving and using that to reach more people, more audiences, and actually connect with other engineers and other producers, and hopefully bring something back to North Carolina that can open doors for other artists and other engineers and other creative people. So
yeah,
that's
and
that's
that's
the
the
next move.
okay. That's what it's all about, especially doing it for other people. It's like, if you've gone anywhere in terms of the entertainment industry or music industry, you've known that you can't get in the door without somebody else pulling you in.
Yeah,
So you only owe it to everybody else to do the same work, to find other ways to let other people in the door. So
yeah.
man, definitely appreciate you doing that. And when you go out there, man, don't forget about me. You get all
No,
big and
hey, and once I get settled, you can come visit.
well, yeah, man, for sure. I probably have to try to make it down to Charlotte before you leave too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And we can definitely set up something and come out to the studio, and we can work up something like I can hook up some keys or something like that, and we can start from there. So
Oh yeah, man. We could definitely hook it up there. So, before we wrap this up, man, I normally do this at the beginning, but I did it at the end today. But I call it a whiffle, and it's just a moment for you to express anything that's like on your mind, that's been in your heart, or even just shouting anybody out that you want to send some love to. But I call it whiffle because it stands for what you feel like expressing. But what you
okay.
feel like expressing. Go ahead.
Let's see. Let me get my soapbox really quick. but
Take your
but
time, man.
hmm. One thing that if I want someone to know about me is that like I'm always willing to hear other people and everything, but just also know that like it's good to have discipline. We always talk about the discipline thing. It's good to have discipline. When it comes to being creative, just make sure you don't give up. Because there's a lot of times like you probably, if you look back, you can probably name times where it's like, man, this is kind of hard to get. And if you didn't have that drive to keep going, you probably would have stopped there and never get to where you are now. So just not giving up. And when it comes to being competitive, try to be competitive in a way that doesn't take away from your creativity.
Mm.
So that's something I will leave behind, and just always keep creating music. Like, don't stop creating music. Whoever's out there that's listening to this, like, just because you're not going to have good songs all the time, but
Mm.
if you continue to like work on your craft, take in criticism and not take it personal. Just kind of like take it in as notes, and like change things that you want and keep things that you don't agree with. So
Yeah. Well,
so
thanks,
that's what I would
man.
say.
That was definitely a word, man. As a friend, as an artist, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate all the art that you're putting out and the effort that you put into it. I appreciate you coming on my show.
Yeah, I appreciate
Um,
that for having me on here.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, when you got something else coming out, bro, you gotta hit me up. I'll have you back up here so we can, promote it, let the people get to know you some more. And this video will be up on YouTube. People can check it out. So it'll still be up on Instagram and everything. So you can post it to people to check you out and learn about you.
Yeah,
So,
we definitely gotta get up soon too. So
yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
sometime during the winter time we can link up. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited.
I got a couple of days off coming up, man. So we'll text.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate it again for having me on the show, man.
Absolutely, dog, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right,
Peace
have a
out,
good
man.
one.